So today I want to talk about healing and specifically focus on healing and spiritual growth because I was sold spiritual growth and healing as some kind of romantic, beautiful, calming experience, and I didn't find it that way. My spiritual awakening happened when I got sober, and that meant I lost all my friends because I didn't want to hang out with people who drank and took drugs anymore. It meant that I didn't know who I was in the world anymore. I had to work out how to do stuff again, and it was really challenging and it was really, really difficult. But what I got was I got a sense of deep peace when I did the work. But the rest of the time, it was really flipping difficult. It was really, really hard. And this is one of the reasons why I put together the practitioner diploma in spiritual hypnotherapy, because so many people are seeking support with their personal spiritual growth, their spiritual development. And it's something that I've engaged in that has really, really helped me. But what gave me the tools and techniques to stay in that space of calm and clarity and to make better choices was some of the spiritual hypnotic work that I did with my therapist back in the day. And honestly, it really saved my life. So I wanted to just talk you through what you get when you sign up to join our spiritual hypnotherapy diploma. So you start with the foundation diploma in clinical hypnotherapy, because you do need to have some basic clinical hypnosis skills. You need to be able to establish trance, do good consultations, meet with people, understand where they're at, and also you need to be able to assess whether it's a good idea for you to work with this person or not. So we cover all that health and safety stuff and the history of hypnosis and some counselling skills stuff. We cover that all in the clinical foundation, which everybody does, whether you're heading into the clinical hypnotherapy diploma and wanting to work in more medical and dental hypnosis, or whether you want to work in the more esoteric. We always start everyone off in that sort of, these are the basics that everyone needs to know to have a really effective practice. And I'm looking at my notes. So the spiritual hypnotherapy course is aimed at absolute beginners, because we give you everything that you need to work effectively, to work safely, and you will be using clinical hypnotherapy as well as the more metaphysical tools and techniques as well. You'll learn how to use hypnosis to help your clients have more of a focus on healing, spiritual awakening, gaining clarity, empowerment, self-understanding. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's really important, is that. And that's why I love the regression work that we teach, particularly past life regression. I know it doesn't resonate with everybody, but how do we really know ourselves if we don't know who we've been? How do we really know ourselves if we don't know all of ourselves, the shadow sides as well? So there's a lot of getting to know ourselves work within this. There's a lot of really empowering self-understanding tools and protocols and hypnotic tools and techniques that you'll learn that will really help you to work with clients in all of those ways. So we look at different philosophies so that you can understand everyone who's coming in to see you. We look at sort of more Abrahamic religions, we look at more pagan philosophies, shamanic philosophies, Eastern and Western philosophies. We look at ideas of guides and spirit guides, and we really incorporate them all and look at how we can use our techniques. So it's after the foundation in clinical hypnotherapy, where you'll learn how to practice and work safely, and hopefully you'll get a real confidence boost from that as well. Then we kind of get into the more spiritual dimension. So in module 1 we do a lot more on different styles of trance induction and more open eye techniques as well. Lots of trance inductions that enable you to guide your client to a somnambulistic or an Esdale state, because these are the good conditions for the spiritual work and the spiritual practices that we're going to bring into the sessions. And then alongside those really practical tools, we look at meeting spirit guides, connecting with higher self, discovering animal guides as well, all of which give you tools that really enrich your healing practice, and for me, your personal journey as well when you're doing this work. It's really fascinating, and it gets you into it's a real personal development journey as well. Module 2 is looking lots at language patterns, suggestion, regression work, lots of hypnotic language patterns, so that you can really listen, tune into your client and really deliver sessions that are going to help them to reach their unique spiritual objectives. And we also look at hypnoanalytic techniques. Yes, these are clinical techniques, but they're actually really helpful for spiritual work as well. And it kind of, these techniques lay the groundwork so that we can do that root cause healing work that can be really beneficial. We find that certainly in spiritual development and spiritual growth practices, stuff that we've had, experiences that we've had in our life, be it this life or past lives, can often be creating or causing blocks, limiting beliefs, fear, anxiety, all sorts of things. So we can work with the root causes of that. Module 3, I love module 3. We talk about different dimensions. I love anything like this. But we look at how we can work in different dimensional spaces using trance. So we work at using line of time therapy, moving backwards in time, moving forwards in time, creating a point of focus to move towards, and dealing with stuff that's happened in the past. We also talk about the Akashic records, and we also look at working on the life between lives, that the idea of a space between incarnations that we can go to connect with purpose, to connect with source, to have to answer questions, to ensure that we're in this world and aligning with our soul aligned objectives. Module 4 is lots of regression sessions, lots of use of metaphor. We also do primal imaging, which is like body talk, which is incredible healing tool technique. We do a lot of path working, communication with the subconscious using ideomotor signaling, body sways, pendulum work as well. Big one, past life work, module 4. And then module 5, it's more of the deep healing and Akashic work. So it's expanding that toolkit and looking at effect bridge, more different types of metaphorical work, more Akashic work, but accessing higher wisdom, and using self-hypnosis or teaching self-hypnosis for your clients as well. Then when we get to module 6, it's lots of higher self work, working with higher self, working with higher realms of guidance, so spirit guides, angels. And we also talk about how we can use this work in group sessions as well. Ideal for retreats, ideal for anchoring practices, and we can bring those anchoring practices into ceremonial spaces, and using anchoring and ceremonial practices is really helpful. We look at cacao ceremony in particular, but it's about deepening both the group or the collective and the personal healing journey as well. When we get to module 7, we're going to take a deep dive into parts therapy, and you might have heard of family systems therapy or ego state therapy. Parts therapy is another name for that, and that's real deep inner healing. It's about really recognizing and integrating and hearing different parts of ourselves. And for this, we also look at a model that deals with the Holy Trinity framework, helps us understand how our early experiences in our life shape the relationship that we have with ourselves, but also the relationship that we have with the divine as well. And we look at different tools and techniques that really help empower that profound inner healing spiritual journey and spiritual integration that you're going on. Do you have a good relationship with the divine? Can we strengthen that? And we look at a model for doing that as well. Module 8 is all about accessing divine wisdom and accessing inner resources, resolving limitations, ego strengthening techniques, helping people feel grounded and empowered, and also there's a lot more on accessing divine wisdom for deeper insights into healing, forgiveness and acceptance of self and others as well. Big one, 7 and 8, big deep healing. In module 9, we get into dreamscaping, which is very similar to shamanic journeying. We talk about spiritual journeys and different ways that we can journey using hypnosis. We encounter ancestors, spiritual beings, healing, guidance, and you will learn how to facilitate a very structured, very safe journey for groups. It's very much inspired by shamanic traditions, but we're maintaining that therapeutic integrity by using the clinical hypnotherapy techniques alongside. And then there's some inner child work as well that we do, deep healing with the inner child work. And then module 10 is trance channeling and soul retrieval. This is the idea that we've had previous incarnations where we've perhaps felt we've lost a sense of ourselves, and this is all tools and techniques to help go reconnect, rediscover, find those parts of you that you feel have been lost. It's about bringing that back together, and it's about ways of, again, using trance work to channel, to get messages, to receive those upgrades. And by completing that stage, that module 10 stage, you'll have worked through a number of tools that will help you to bring together that fragmented, to rejoin those fragmented aspects of the soul. You will have a massive toolbox that can really support people on their spiritual journey, and you'll be ready to step fully into your role as a spiritual hypnotherapist, confident, compassionate, equipped, grounded, and ready to support people in their transformation. That's your course. Alongside that, there are meet and master training days where we'll practice the techniques together. They're on Zoom every Monday. There is a masterclass on a hypnosis topic. You can access that. All those are for free throughout the week. We have our Hypno Huddle space. These are our peer-led practice spaces where you can practice your techniques with your colleagues in that space, really welcoming space. We have our monthly peer supervision, where we meet together, check in, and we answer questions and work on the cases or homework if you're still studying, and share insights and inspiration. There's a number of different workshops throughout the month as well. So there's loads, and as a member of the Trance Tribe, which you automatically join when you enroll on the course, you get access to everything. It's all included. In addition, our autumn convention, where we have guest speakers and we practice together, and we also have our spring retreat where we just go on holiday together and have hypnotherapy all weekend practicing, and it's just the most amazing journey that you'll be going on. It's all included in your subscription price of £95 a month, and you pay that until you qualify, and then if you want to stay connected to the community, still come to the masterclasses, keep coming to the retreats and all those lovely goodies, you can stay connected to the Trance Tribe for just £250 a year. That's our graduate special offer. I hope that has given you a bit of an insight into what you'll be letting yourself into. Getting yourself into if you are enrolling this September for our Spiritual Hypnotherapy Diploma. Thank you very much for watching. As some familiar people watched today, I appreciate that, and have a great day, whatever it is that you're doing today. Bye for now.